You don't need much to get started. In fact, you need almost nothing to get started, which seems a little ironic because we're talking about minimalism. So why would you need a whole lot of stuff to get started? I want to talk with you today about our faith and how that can really set us up for success as we start the simplifying journey. That's what's coming up next on the atwhatcostblog.com. Well, hello friend. I'm Mary Beth from the atwhatcostblog.com, where we are reclaiming abundant living because we know that with less stuff, we have more room for Jesus. So let's look today directly from the words of Jesus and see what we can glean to help us get started on this journey. Our reading is in Mathew chapter 13, verse 31. He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all of the seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of the garden plants, and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. Our simplifying journey can be a lot like that mustard seed that grows into a tree. Sometimes it's just about taking a small step forward to start the process of getting us into a long-lasting and fruitful lifestyle. About 2 years ago, tidying and decluttering became all the rage through a Netflix series, and my husband made great strides in decluttering his closet, but unfortunately, it's become very difficult to maintain those things. And I think when we start the simplifying journey, it can be easy for us too to jump on a bandwagon and get a little bit caught up in the moment. Sure, we can get rid of some things, but the issue isn't entirely hanging on to things. Some of the issue is what we bring into our homes. And so we want to take a small step that can launch us into a lifetime of simple living. Let's talk more about this verse and how it relates to reclaiming abundant living. Now, if you notice, the beginning of this verse talks about the kingdom of heaven being like a mustard seed. So in other words, the kingdom of heaven starts out small. And with us, that abundant life can sometimes start out small. We feel like we have to get rid of things, that we won't be happy until all of our stuff is gone. And then we sometimes end up on the other side of it and we're not happy because all of our stuff is gone. But ultimately, the more we learn to live with less, the more we flourish and understand how much we truly depend on Jesus to sustain us. And that's what we see in the second half of this verse. From that tiny mustard seed, the largest plant in the garden grows and provides refuge for others. It provides refuge for the birds. And I don't know about you, but I'd like to get into a lifestyle not only so that I can grow, but also so that I can grow in a way that will impact others, mainly my children and the generations to come. So taking a small step towards simplifying our lifestyle really can yield all of the fruit and the abundance that we so long for. So let's talk quiet time. And you may be wondering, what does this have to do with decluttering? Well, I'm glad you asked because I have an answer. It has everything to do with decluttering. For me, the lifestyle change didn't happen until I started decluttering my mind, until I started tuning out all of the messages coming in and really reconnecting with my faith through studying scripture. I want this lifestyle not to be about jumping on a bandwagon so that I can keep my home a little bit tidied up, but really and truly living my life like a mustard seed that blooms and blossoms into a huge tree that now others can find refuge in. The purpose of quiet time is really to reconnect with our faith. Whether it is through scripture or prayer, we want to take a few minutes in a quiet place with limited distractions. So you're going to want to move the phone, you're going to want to move the remote, and really focus in only on reading scripture and spending time in prayer. This can really help us recharge our batteries at the end of the day or start our day on the right foot. But more importantly, so that I can get myself rooted in scripture. Even on an easy day, we can often find ourselves depleted. And we know that we're called to meditate on scripture day and night. If we never read it, how will we ever meditate on scripture? So it's important that I sit down first thing in the morning. Spending time in the Word and prayer really helps to set me up for a more successful day. I have found that when I skip that quiet time in the morning because I feel all of the things that have to happen during the day calling my name and I feel like I just don't have time to do it, I can see a difference in my attitude, in my energy level, in the way that I face the day, and I would imagine you probably can find the same thing too. So the mustard seed that I would love for you to find this week is just a small, quiet place that you can go to either start your day off or end your day on a good foot. I'd love to hear in the comments below the places where you think you can set up a quiet space. How do you minimize distractions during your quiet time? And we're going to have lots more videos of small steps that you can take to reclaim abundant living in your home. So be sure that you subscribe and ring that little bell notification so that you're notified each time we post a new video. I really enjoyed spending time with you today, and I'll see you in the next one.